This Chat with the Experts is brought to you by Angie's List on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List. I am Kyle Hawk, and I'm here today with Larry Green of Case Design and Remodeling here in Indianapolis. And we're talking about big home improvement projects that can be tackled during the colder weather months. And we're going to dive into some listener questions here in just a bit. But first, we want to take a glance at what's trending. And we've talked a lot today about big home projects. But one thing to consider when it comes to your big remodeling project is financing. And if you're wanting to finish that basement or redo your kitchen, but don't have enough cash to cover the costs, financing is an option that you may want to consider. And Angie's List senior writer Stacy Jordillo recently wrote an article about 4 points to consider when you're financing a remodel. And it's a great piece with some really good information, including how to select a loan and how to know if you have enough equity in the house. So, for example, when you're selecting a loan, Stacy advises to meet with several lenders and review all of the options that they offer. And this is going to include comparing interest rates and the terms of each loan to see what your monthly payment's going to come out to be. And there are several different types of loans, so you need to determine which one is going to best fit your situation. In terms of knowing if you have enough equity in your house, the more you have, the better. Most home improvement loans are going to require that you have at least 10 to 20% equity in your home, although 10% is cutting it pretty close. One of our experts noted that you don't want to be upside down on your mortgage. With limited equity, there's more of a risk factor should the home's value drop or should you need to sell the home quickly. There's a lot of really valuable information in this article, and you won't want to miss it if you're closing in on that big remodel or renovation. If you want to check it out, we've got that and a number of other great articles when it comes to financing and budgeting for your home remodel. You can find them at angieslist.com/articles. We've got a new solution center that's a really great resource for all your home needs and questions, and really fun to navigate. So check it out at angieslist.com/articles. Well, it is time for the portion of our show where we ask your questions. It's called Consumers Ask, and as always, we took some questions from Facebook, from Twitter, from our online Angie's List Answers forum, and now Larry is going to take a stab at answering your questions. Larry, are you up to the task?
You bet.
Let's
do it.
Let's get started with a question from Mindy. She says that she can't afford an entire kitchen remodel right now, but wants to know if there's one or two items that she can tackle that would help improve her kitchen area. We talked about that a little bit with the backsplash, but maybe you have a little bit more to share there.
That happens a lot. You know, the big fork in the road decision for the homeowner is whether to replace the cabinets in the kitchen. So when we don't replace the cabinets, we think of that as a cosmetic remodel. There's a laundry list of things you can do that make the kitchen look better. One of the big things is painting or staining cabinets that are existing. Yeah. So, and not only just painting cabinets, but we can change moldings. We can modify things. For example, one of the trends today is having a bigger island in your kitchen. So it might mean that we just look at the cabinets that are the existing island, try to make it bigger. Yeah. Try to make the new countertop bigger. We also do a lot of minor modifications of the cabinets for new appliances. Just remember, that's kind of one of those pitfalls to avoid. When you shop for new appliances, many times they don't fit exactly where the old ones were, or they need electrical upgrades and things like that. So painting or staining cabinets, creating a new island, molding changes, being careful to size and make modifications for new appliances. The other thing we're doing is getting rid of desks. A lot of people don't want to sit anymore at the old desk. They just stand at the island or sit at the island. Yeah. In pantries, boy, we're a lot of times using getting rid of old pantry small closets and putting in cabinetry. So there's just a bunch of things you can do on a budget to make a big impact in a kitchen.
Yeah, no question. When talking about all those details, Chad wants to know how many of the overall details of his remodel he should have in mind before he even starts the process. I know that's something that you really help people with, but it can be daunting going into that and not knowing every single detail and every single color and every single size.
Well, that's why I think a lot of homeowners need help with that. The best thing we like to tell people is have an idea file, whether it's the old-fashioned cutting out pictures of magazines or the newer digital way to look at things on websites. Having that inspiration file is great because our designers can look at that and see what things are catching the homeowner's eye. The other thing is think about priorities. Think about must-haves versus maybe luxury items. Right. Invariably, when we start talking about budgets and costs, there's trade-offs that have to happen. So being able to make that decision of what I got to have versus what would be kind of a nice to have, it's good to be thinking about those things up front.
Do you find that that's a major stress point for a lot of folks, is getting into those nitty-gritty, finer details of things, is where they start stressing out when they realize how many things there are to decide?
Absolutely. If you walk in today to a tile store, a lighting store, an appliance store, et cetera, flooring stores, you'll just be overwhelmed. The choices, I always say it's good news, bad news. The good news is there's a lot more choices.
Yeah.
The bad news is there's a lot more choices. It is daunting. We like to go with the homeowner, with a designer, and kind of help them pick things that are within their budget. Maybe we've kind of got an idea of what their style is, because some people enjoy that challenge of those showrooms and picking everything out. But I'd say the majority of the homeowners we deal with want some help on that. That's why they've come to us. It is daunting. It's stressful to them.
Yeah, it's such a huge service that you offer as just part of that process, and you guys do so much along the way. And that leads me to bring up something that I wanted to talk about, which are the seminars that you offer. Tell us a little bit, when you talk about seminars, what is the seminar? What am I going to learn? Well,
we started these over 8 years ago, and we've done over 200 seminars. And the way we do it, it's an educational seminar. The whole goal is to educate the homeowner on as many things as we can. We tell them at the beginning, we kind of laugh and say, we're going to throw way too much at you. We have 100 slides to go through in an hour and a half. But our goal is to give them kind of tips and also pitfalls to avoid. And we cover kitchen and bath, and people come away, they don't have everything figured out, but they definitely have a list of things that they need to think about, and they've been educated on how the whole process works. Because many homeowners go in and go to a retail store or talk to a friend or however they get started, and they don't realize that the company that they're talking to only does a kind of a piece of the puzzle. They don't do the entire process. So many homeowners get kind of hung up trying to figure out the rest of it on their own. But sometimes they end up being their own project manager, and they don't even realize it.
Sure.
Meaning, it's up to them to fill in the gaps, to find the service providers that they don't have. And that's one of those things. The seminar allows you to understand that better. And whether you do hire a full service company like us, or whether you go DIY or anything in between, you kind of know what to expect, and you know what questions to ask. I think there's this idea when you talk about shady contractors out there, the less the homeowner knows, the better, because that gives me the upper hand to, do whatever. But I think you've kind of keyed on a really important counterpoint to that, which is that a really informed consumer is going to come to the right place to get the work done. And I feel like that's kind of what you're getting at there, educating these people. They know what they need to know, right? That way when they come in, it just makes the process that much easier. Yeah, I mean, we're careful in those seminars. It's not a sales pitch for our company. It's actually, we try to talk about the different avenues there are in the industry to get things done. We talk about DIY. We talk about some of the showrooms and some of the other options out there. And I think people appreciate getting just kind of an honest discussion of what their options are. And they know, I think what they do when they leave these seminars, they know questions to ask. They aren't in the dark on things to ask professionals. So. Yeah, no question. That's a really awesome service that you provide. And I know you've got some seminars coming up in November. You want to tell us a little bit about those? Yeah, we do these on a Thursday, Saturday. So the next group is in November on Thursday. I think that's is that the 5th or the 7th? Yeah, 5th. The 5th is Thursday and the 7th is Saturday. Thursday it's 7 o'clock at night, and Saturday 9 a.m. Then we have a third one the following Thursday, November 12th at 6 p.m. And those, we actually bring in a chef. We do a little cooking demo. We give free appetizers and drinks. We actually give away a microwave. These are things we've just come up with to make it fun. Yeah. And we have our design team there. They can ask questions at the end. A lot of people have detailed questions about their own home, and we'll stay around afterwards and dive into some of those detailed questions. But it's very casual. It's supposed to be fun, and we have usually a pretty good turnout. Yeah, well, that's excellent. Really excited to hear about that. Again, and they can find more information by going to your website, correct? What is that? Yeah, the website is caseindy.com, CASEINDY.com. All right, very good. So check that out and look into those November seminars. That's going to do it for our Consumers Ask portion of the show today. A huge thank you to all of our listeners for sending in their questions. If you've got one that you want to have asked on the show, find us on Twitter and Facebook, or visit our online forum at answers.angieslist.com. Larry, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show today and share your advice. We really appreciate you coming on today. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. Glad to do it sometime in the future. Absolutely. Yeah. That'll do it for Larry Green of Case Design and Remodeling, but we are far from finished with the show. Coming up, we're going to welcome in Angie's List senior reporter Paul Pogue. He's going to talk with us about how to handle home emergencies when they arise. Keep it right here. You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List.
Do you love a good bargain?
Angie'sList.com showcases popular deals from highly rated local companies so you can save time and money on the home and health services you need most. Remodeling your kitchen? Painting your house? Cleaning your carpet? We've got a deal for that. Angie's List members even have access to exclusive discounts, up to 80%. Don't waste another day or another dollar. Start shopping now at Angie'sList.com.